No time like the present. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you brothers and sisters get this. It's nighttime for me. I had to let the sun get off my ass a little bit before I could even go live. It was just way too hot today. Uh, man, no safe place. I got to pull up this article. I'm not on my other laptop because it's just too hot to use that laptop right now. It's a cheap laptop. I don't want to burn it up. I'm going to go to MSN and I'm gonna just pull up this article real fast, right on. And we're gonna use this article to jump off no safe place. And we're gonna talk about a lot of different little things. But like I said, this article right here is gonna be what starts it all off. And it's retired black officer. Let me go ahead and copy this link for y'all and put it over here so that way cats can get to it. 1 second. What's popping, big bro? I know it's late, but I got some stuff that I got to get off my chest, man. I've been waiting all day to talk about it. I got some other things in the work, but that's on my other laptop. I'm on the Apple right now. So listen to this, brothers and sisters. This shit is wild, but no safe place, right? We started with this. Retired. Listen to me now, y'all. Retired black officer, black Air Force veteran, killed in possible hate crime. This is what the DA is saying. A man allegedly rammed a stolen truck in a house before fatally shooting a retired black Massachusetts state trooper and black Air Force veteran Saturday, according to police. So this is just yesterday. Authorities said they are investigating the incident as a hate crime. The brother's name is David L. Green. The suspect was killed later by police when they tried to apprehend him, investigators said. David L. Green, 36-year veteran of the Air Force, and Ramona Cooper, 60, lived in Winthrop, Massachusetts, where Saturday's afternoon took place, police said. Around 2:45, the suspect, identified by police as 28-year-old Nathan Allen. Now, I want y'all to understand that man's a 36-year veteran of the force, right? So he's an old dude. He's not a young spring chicken. Understand this. The cat who attacked him is a young dude. 28-year-old Nathan Allen allegedly drove a stolen box truck into a home, but there was no one at the house at the time. Winthrop Police Chief Terrence Delhanty told reporters when officers arrived at the scene, they found one victim shot a block away. The second victim engaged with the suspect in an alley not too far from the crash and was shot, Delhanty said. Cooper was shot 3 times in the back, and Green was shot 4 times in the head and 3 times in the torso. Green died at the scene, and Cooper was pronounced dead at the hospital. Officers fired at Allen, who was struck and later died at the hospital, police said. One officer was struck by a bullet but wasn't seriously injured. Rollins said Allen had troubling white supremacist rhetoric found in his own handwriting, and there was evidence of anti-Semitic and racist statements against black individuals. This individual, this is all in quotes what I'm reading, this individual wrote about the superiority of the white race, about whites being apex predators. He drew swastikas, not knowing that comes from Indian culture, a Negro or Negroid culture, whatever. Rollins said that the alleged suspect was married, employed, had a PhD, and no criminal history. That's the part I wanted to read to y'all, because I read that earlier, and that kind of made me like, okay, now y'all need to understand this, right? Listen, the alleged suspect was married, employed, and had a PhD and no criminal history. So he would appear to most as unassuming. So what I've been trying to tell y'all is that you can't trust these dirty white devils, right? This brother was probably close to his home. And I'm going to assume some stuff here when I get done reading it to you. And then yesterday, he stole a box truck, crashed it into another vehicle and property, walked away from the wreckage, interacting with multiple individuals, choosing only to shoot and kill the 2 black people he encountered, Rollins said in a statement Sunday night. Rollins said Allen had a lawful license to carry that transferred from another town, The investigation is ongoing. Colonel Christopher Mason of the Massachusetts State Police said Green joined the Metropolitan District Commission Police in 1980. According to Mason, he became a state trooper, a Massachusetts state trooper in 1992 when the MDC police merged into the state police and served for another 14 years before retiring. Trooper Green was widely respected and well liked by his fellow troopers, several of whom yesterday described him as a true gentleman and always courteous to the public and meticulous in his duties. Mason said in a statement, "From what we learned yesterday, he was held in equally high regard by his neighbors and friends in Winthrop." Now, we're going to go back up to see exactly what part. Listen. Now, what I'm trying to figure out as we're reading all this, right, is this did all this happen in Winthrop, right? Because if it all happened in Winthrop, I can't prove that the house is their house, right on, or anything like that. But it's weird. The whole situation is weird, and him having a master's, they don't really actually say master's in what. But let me just break something down to y'all, man. This brother is clearly, right. You see, now. I stress this kind of stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? That you have to be always vigilant, forever aware of your surroundings. They can't listen. Nobody is going to mess with you if you're at the age of a full-blown warrior. The man that was murdered and his wife, it seems like, right on, or a lady he may have been talking to, maybe just totally unassuming, doesn't know. What I'm going to say is this right here, is that the man was murdered in a sense that it just doesn't, it only computes to being one thing, that the guy saw that there are two old black people, they look weak, so he picked them, right on. Racist, of course, but I'm saying that I'm not sure if they are, especially if the brother's in his peak age, if that dude is messing with him like that. You follow what I'm saying? He's a retired veteran and state trooper. I'm sure he knows how to use a pistol. But if this guy retired in 2006, he's been retired for 15 years. He's in the 70s probably. They didn't give his age. They didn't say how old he was. Brother Corey Tyler, everything is all right, man. It was kind of warm out here today, bro. It's been kind of warm the last 4 days, a lot more than I'm accustomed to at this time of year. You know, 100 degrees in June isn't exactly normal in Washington. But I'm doing okay, bro. I wanted to talk about a few things, right? Because I got a couple things in the works for y'all. I got that Rick coming real soon, hot fire. I just been pulling punches because there's been a lot going on, but I'm a produce something tomorrow. I just have to get all my articles together and hope that it's not as hot tomorrow as it was today. But man, if y'all click on that link right there, right, it's an article, man, and it's pretty straightforward. This coward, right? Now, now I need y'all to understand. At no point are they calling this dude cowardly. At no point are they saying that he ambushed him. I need y'all to understand this. Had this been a white police officer who was retired and all that, he was ambushed and blah 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 blah, and we don't even know what engage with the suspect means. Did he engage by talking to the suspect, or did he engage by shooting at the suspect? Another thing, if he was able to shoot these, because my assumption is that when he crashed into the car, he crashed into their car, Mr. Green's car. See, I'm trying to put it together for y'all. There's no safe place though, right on? Because if this weather don't get you, one of these crazy motherfuckers will. See, let me read something. Just half a second, right? This is chapter 80 of the book of Enoch. And I'm going to get right to it. And in the days of the sinners, this is verse 2, the years shall be shortened, and their seed shall be tardy on their lands and their fields, and all things on the earth shall alter, and shall not appear in their time. And the rain shall be kept back, and the heavens shall withhold it. And the fruit, and in those times the fruit of the earth shall be backward, and shall not grow in their time. And the fruits of the trees shall be withheld in their time. And the moon shall alter her order, and not appear at her time. And in those days the sun shall be seen, and he shall journey in the evening on the extremity of the great chariot in the west, and shall shine more brightly than the accords with the order of light. Stop right there. So I read all that just to get to that last part. And I'm going to read some stuff about bloodshed here in a minute, about how the book of Enoch tells us everything. Right on? You could never have read the Bible if you only read the book of Enoch. I'm not going to say that you wouldn't transgress the laws of Moses, but you probably wouldn't transgress the actual true eternal laws. It's hard for me to believe that. It's hard for me to believe that folks can't see the writings on the wall. As the time continues to go on, we're going to see more of this. Okay, we're going to see more individuals who don't have a problem attacking somebody who they deem as weak. You understand? Who they deem is slim pickings, right? What transpired is what has been taking place. I want y'all to understand this. What transpired is what has been transpiring in this country since we crash landed in this joint off of one of them slave ships. And for some of the other people who hold some kind of kin to us, they were already here before that. My point being this: when I say kin to us, being that the bloodlines have bred and they've made their own hybrid person. However, my point being this is that this man, I need you to understand, 36 years of his life, right? That's a long time. That's a long time to give service to this country, to have a young white punk blow your brains out. Now, that brother down there in Florida, God bless him, because he did the right thing. See, there is no safe place. The brother was in his car hanging out, chilling. Ain't y'all to understand this? What happened to him could have happened to any brother. But another brother might not have responded the same and might have lost their life or got seriously injured in that incident. And why that is so important is because he's able-bodied. The brother O. Wallace, I can't think of his first name to save my life. I know it's Wallace though, is his last name, I'm pretty sure. They call him Ozone. Brother Ozone is 29 years old. The person who attacked him, the officer who attacked him like a coward, no different than this coward who attacked those two elderly black people, right, was 26. Now, the reason why I make this point is because Brother Ozone is able to defend himself adequately, right, without, you follow what I'm saying? It's not like this 28-year-old dude who rammed a car and then shot somebody. It's not like he beat the man to death. Can you dig what I'm saying? When this officer approached this brother, now, do I think you have to blast him in his head and all that? Probably not. But if listen to me, this is my opinion on the matter. You don't have to like it. This is my take on it. Since there's no safe place, you can't tell me, I don't give a fuck if you're a federal agent, an officer of the law. You can't tell me if I should feel or shouldn't feel threatened for my safety. The same way that they feel in danger for their life, anyone else can get that same sensation. If they are aroused by that sensation, okay, they should, within all their powers, do everything that they can to keep any further harm or potential harm coming to their person. Having said that, I think it's important that we all understand that since there's no safe place, you can't hang out in your vehicle after hours, being black, looking like you might be up to God knows what. Because guess what? The people policing the neighborhood don't look like you normally. Unless you live in East St. Louis, Illinois, Washington Park, Cahokia, something like that. But if you don't live in a hood like that where the police normally crank out people who come from that neighborhood and there's a few white cops, it's not the same. And you got a white, follow me. Now they want us to feel bad for the white officer who went out of his way to engage with an individual who was not by any way stretch of the imagination breaking or committing any fucking kind of infraction against the law. Come on. Dude went over there and got messed up. That's his problem. That's his fault. This individual went out of his way not only to crash into someone's home, right? Okay? But he also took it upon himself to engage lethal force with two black people. Now, here's my thing. You can't charge a dead man with the crime. He's already dead. Right. Now, they go out their way to do. Now, see, here's my problem with them. Here's my problem with the police killing him, almost murdering him, because they should have took his ass alive. Here's why. If he's 28 years old with a PhD, he's answering to somebody. He's not a lone wolf. He's not by himself. Do y'all remember 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago? It might have been on my other channel. I made the video called homegrown terrorist or homegrown something, right on. But they're homegrown, and I broke down how the white supremacists, so-called white supremacists, have a network that is similar, almost mirrors that of ISIS. How they recruit, how they do all that stuff. And I broke it down how they're producing these cats here right now. Now, I know it's difficult for people to understand that the white person that you think is a person, whatever, that the white folks that you be around, just because they don't pull a gun on you and blow your brains out right then and there in that moment, doesn't mean that they don't want to. Can you feel me? Can you dig what I'm saying? Just because the white folk that you deal with, right, don't pull out a gun on you and shoot the shit out you right then and there, doesn't mean that they don't have the desire to do that. See, he might have had the desire to do that to other black folks who just may have been way more capable of defending themselves. So he exercised his privilege to once again, I will give Professor Truth, I will give the Black Authority, I will give Tariq Nasheed their due diligence for saying that these guys do go after soft targets. I will give them that on this particular moment. Right on? I'll give them that they do go after soft targets. But the issue is not the soft targets. The issue is the fact that there is no safe place for you. Because if this young white dude is feeling like this, we already know old white people hate us. We already know that the old white ones hate us. There's a few of them who are, aye. But if this dude is 28 and he hates niggas so much, right? The cat that you think is all right at your job, how do you know that they're not planning on pushing your whole wig back? Right. Think about this. Since there's no safe place, right? Let's imagine you were a pastor or something like that, right? And you had a congregation of people, even some Gentiles in your congregation, and they don't mind that you know that they're a Gentile. They don't mind that they're a Gentile. Hear me. You say one of these days, one of these Gentiles get the bright idea that I'm gonna come into the church or the temple, the synagogue or whatever, and I'm gonna kill the rabbi or whoever. But it's a brother in this instance. It's one of us, and they come in there and they take our life. Do y'all understand? That only happened because you trusted them. I don't trust people who don't look like. I don't really trust nobody. I don't have trust issues. It's just easier to not trust you until you show that you are trustworthy. That makes the most sense. You know what trust is? I can hand you a loaded gun, turn my back, and count some fucking money. That's trust. Do you hear me? I got a brother right now. He's gone. He's in Sheol right now. Hope he don't burn. Probably will, though, the way he used to live. Anyway. And he used to say, Mr. Head, Mr. Rontes McClure used to say, Meech, I trust you. And I love Rontes. That's my guy. But it's not disjointed for the righteous to have love for people that they shouldn't have love for. Right on? You know, but he's gone now. So there's nothing I can do for him anyway. But he used to tell me that, Meech, I trust you that much. And sure enough, I mean, obviously I own guns and all that stuff in the past. But talking about thousands of dollars, man, I would never think about shooting you in the back of your head. You see what I'm saying? Like thoughts like that don't come to me. Word? But that's the thought that a weak nigga would have. Like, if I just get one chance to get this nigga, I'm getting him out of here. Like, paid in full when my home, you feel me, when my man gets plugged in the hallway. You got 8 birds? And he stuffs them. Word? Because he's trying to bring the dope to get his brother back, right? Because his own uncle had him. Remember that? So it's shit like that where he's looking right at this nigga. So there's no way you could trust this dude with your back turned on with you counting money. See, it's that sort of thinking. And I'm just trying to break it down to y'all that you can't trust if you don't have that sort of faith in their character, you can't trust them. Do you understand me? They don't trust you no how, no way. They think you should still be a slave. This cat was employed, had a job, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. They didn't say where he was employed at. They didn't say what his doctorate was in. None of that. And he was married. Come on. Once again, now, if his wife knew something, shouldn't she be charged with the crime? Did y'all hear me? If his wife knew if anybody in his family knew anything, shouldn't they be charged with the crime? Because they didn't come forth with the information before that could have possibly prevented this? Right. See, I just think it's unfortunate that you have an instance like that take place and black people will act like that's not a big deal. Look, man, anybody under the age of 60 who's still physically able should be able to protect herself fairly easily, especially if it's just a physical tussle. But when you talk about incorporating witchcraft, look, this is the newest blade I got, right? This sword is witchcraft, no matter when you get done talking about it or not. Is it what a gun is? No, because that's a destruction spell. But this is a destruction spell too, just it works differently. You have to actually yield it and hold it in order for the spell to be cast on. Understand what I'm saying? The sword does not work if you're not using it. It's a spell. Right on. I need y'all to understand this is magic. It's how magic really works. I normally don't talk about esoteric things like that, but we're going to break into a few different things because I'm feeling so good. So the gun is a spell. It's a destruction spell. It's made to where in which the user doesn't have to have very much skill, only the ability, okay, to push or levitate the trigger to the rear. So that way the spell can be cast. I.e., why there's markings and symbols, and this is why they make bullets the way that they've been making them for a long time. That's like the seal, right on, that tells you what the spell is. So when it tells you it's a 45 caliber, right, that means that the spell has been amplified to a certain level of force. 9mm, 38, 44, so on and so forth. 7.62 by 51, aka 308, right on. 6.68, 5.56, 7.62 by 3.9, right? I'm just trying to break down the different seals of the different magic spells that they use. Understand me, 22, deuce 5, 32, right? 30 caliber, 40 caliber. What else? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head all the different little ones I can think of. You get me though, right? So those are spells. That sword is a spell. It's a certain kind of spell. It's shaped a certain way. It's built a certain way. But the user of that spell has to manifest or has to know how to, you have to skillfully use it. Otherwise you can hurt yourself. Because it's a spell. It has no, the spell is cast with intent. Okay. It doesn't have a purpose. Does that make sense? If it had a purpose, you could pretty much tell your weapon never to hurt you, never to backfire, never to do, but it doesn't have a purpose. It only has intent. So if the intent is to destroy, right on, or to malign, right? You see what I'm saying? To mar, then you have to look at it like that. And that's the only way that I can express it, that this cat who did what he did, he couldn't do that without being able to cast the spell. Right on. He used what I consider, what I know is a destruction wand, right on, in order to cast this spell to do what he done. Now, see, he plotted violence. I'm gonna try to find it right now. I don't think I left my bookmark there in the book of Enoch, but it speaks on. Let me see if I got it right here. Yeah, I found it right away. I'm going to start from verse 6. We're going to work our way to verse 12. And the unrighteous, no, hold on. Let me see if I need to. There we go. I'm going to start at verse 5. For I know that violence must increase on the earth, and a great chastisement be executed on the earth, and all unrighteousness come to an end. Yea, it shall be cut off from its roots, and its whole structure be destroyed. And the unrighteous shall again be consummated on the earth, and all the deeds of unrighteousness and of violence and transgression shall prevail in twofold degree. And when sin and unrighteousness and blasphemy and violence and all kinds of deeds increase, and apostasy and transgression and uncleanness increase, a great chastisement shall come from heaven upon all these. And the Holy Lord will come forth with wrath and chastisement to execute judgment on the earth. To execute judgment on earth. Verse 8, in those days, violence shall be cut off from its roots, and the roots of unrighteousness together with deceit. And they shall be destroyed from under heaven. And all the idols of the heathen shall be abandoned, and temples burned with fire. And they shall remove them from the whole earth. And they, the heathen, shall be cast into the judgment of fire, and shall perish in wrath, and in grievous judgment forever. And the righteous shall arise from their sleep, and wisdom shall arise and be given unto them. And after that, the roots of unrighteousness shall be cut off, and the sinners shall be destroyed by the sword, and blasphemers destroyed in every place. Here we are right here. And those who plan violence and commit blasphemy shall perish by the sword. Now, the reason why that last part is so important is because we have to understand that's those who plan violence. Does it say those who live by the sword will die by it? No, it says that if you have the idea in your mind to go out and do something violent, then you're going to die the same way. Let me give you a prime example. 2 years ago, there was a dude in Philadelphia with a black chick. Okay, this was right before COVID popped off, and they went out to some kind of I don't know what you call the little Jewish market store, the bazaar, the bazaar, whatever the hell they call it, whatever, some kind of little convenience store. They went in there and they set it off, right? Shooting it all up, doing all kind of crazy shit. They planned violence. Because they planned to do violent things, they died a violent death. You follow what I'm saying? So now, look, I'm gonna point it out to y'all. Y'all gonna start to understand the whole point of here. The dude, Brother Ozone, when he shot the police officer, right? That police officer went over there and planned to do violence. Shalom, bro. Shalom, bro. Hope all is well. You know, I seen you earlier. Tried to speak. I don't know if you heard me, but right now we're at this point where we're talking about if you go out to seek to do violence, then violence is normally what's going to happen to you. You know, and so I'm contending that the police officer. Now we all, anybody who's ever been in a physical confrontation is a witness to what I'm about to say. You can tell when a person has hostile energy towards you, right on, by the way that they touch you, the way that they're speaking to you. Just sometimes they're reverberating a very negative force towards your person. You know what I'm saying? So am I, brother. I'm so glad. But you ever been in that situation, brothers and sisters? I pray when they catch us later, they respond in that comment section and tell me, because I know we've all been there, haven't we? Where you're talking with someone, it gets heated, and you can kind of feel the energy switch from we might end up getting into a fight. So if we all know what that feels like, how can they say that Brother Ozone didn't feel the energy shift from, okay, let me see what the hell this police officer wants to, oh man, this dude might try to kill me. We don't know. So all we can do is tell ourselves, okay, why would he do that to this police officer? I'm sure this is not the first police officer he's had a contact with in his life, and probably not even recently, as of late. There's all kinds of reasons where you could have to rub elbows with the police officer. They could be going into a store, shopping somewhere, anything. They're regular individuals. They put their pants on one leg at a time. So the only difference is that they're given free reign to patrol the city with a fucking destruction wand on their head and use it with their own indiscretion if they feel necessary or deem it necessary, exigent circumstances and the likes. Having said that, this officer, if he felt, and I know he didn't feel threatened for his life, because he never reached to pull for, he didn't walk up and have his gun already drawn on, bro. Right on? So you didn't feel like he was a real threat. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. How that played out, that officer planned to do something that he had no business doing. See, because he can't say he felt threatened right off tops. But just because you're planning violence doesn't mean you're going to go at a situation with violent intent all the way outright. I'll give y'all a prime example. Why did dude crash that truck into that particular house in Winthrop? Can anyone tell me? He just picked a random house to crash into? That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. He might have seen that old boy stayed there. Right on, that brother David Green stayed there, drove the truck into the house. The man's wife tried to run into the alley. He tried to fight him right then and there, right on. Or maybe she gets shot as soon as he gets out the vehicle. Something tells me that this is where the man lived. Right on? Because why would they engage with you unless you got into a car accident with them? But how the fuck did you crash this car into a whole building and no one called the police and the police not engaged with you way sooner than that. Follow what I'm saying? Like that, the whole story doesn't make sense. But if you look at it from the point of view that this person planned to do that. So, right, he planned to go do violent shit and he got fucked up in the end, just like that cop. Did he crash that car, that truck that he so-called stole? Did he crash that shit into anything else before he got there? No. Now, they want you and me to believe that those were the only black people he's seen between from wherever he's, because they said he had a pistol license from another county, right? Or another city, right? Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. If that's the case, what city was he from? Why didn't they identify all that? How far is it from Winthrop? Right? How many potential cities would he have to travel through to get to Winthrop? Now, my thing is that if you actually pull up on the damn thing, right? It's the truck that's crashed into the house is something flow. It's probably called Rapid Flow, right? Rapid Flow Inc. Sewer and drain cleaning. Something rehabilitation unit. And that's Revere, Massachusetts, right? Now we're going to do a little research. Watch this. How far is Revere, Massachusetts from Winthrop? Oh, no, they want to play funny with me. How far is Revere, Massachusetts? How far is Winthrop, Massachusetts from Revere?
The drive from Revere to Winthrop is 3.9 miles.
Here we go. 4-mile drive. So almost right up the street. Y'all heard Google tell you. Google told you how far it was. Right. So he's got his life. My assumption, listen, the vehicle wasn't reported stolen. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. 4 miles is actually further than you think it is when you're driving, right? Let's say that's, I don't know, at least 10 minutes, 12 minutes, right? Depending on the terrain and depending on how many stops there are. Follow me. If he steals this vehicle, it's a giant work truck. Listen to me. How would you not notice your work truck is missing? How would you not know that? Unless the man worked for that company, right? Now, we don't know what his PhD is in. Once again, I don't even really care. It could be in civil engineering. It doesn't matter. The point is this. What if he did a job on their house before and was jealous? See, you got to ask yourself questions. Because if that's the case, that means that Mr. Green potentially let into his home the man that would later murder him and his wife or whoever this female companion to him was. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's deep like that. There is no safe place, brothers and sisters. Not one. That's why I feel like it's so important for me to speak the truth and tell y'all like, yo, you got to fight tooth and nail for yours. You know, the best analogy I can give you right now is treat life like it's a best of 7 and you down 3-1 already. I got to win the next 3. I can't. You feel what I'm saying? I'm down 3-1. I got to win the next 3. I can't afford to lose. I can't afford to lose. I know I can win. I'm not down 3-0, right? So it's not like I can't win. I know I can win. I have it in me to win. I'm going to have to pull everything out me to go the next 3. That's how vigilant you're going to have to be. You understand what I'm saying? That's how vigilant you're going to have to be, brothers and sisters. We're talking playoff football, one and done. Okay? We're that serious. If you do not get it, it's going to be too late. Look, let's talk about some of this and more stuff, right? Because that's starting to make me angry. You know, I'm gonna have to talk about no safe place anyway, because I'll have to wrap it up again. But do y'all see why I stress having whatever little skills you can have and doing the most that you can have, and do y'all see why I stress that your enemy, you just can't trust them. Now the only hope that any of us have, right, is for us to obviously to be saved by the Most High God. I just don't know how I can get everyone on board with believing that the Most High God was never the problem, so he is the answer. Come on, he is the solution. Where he was never the problem. The people serving sideways and halfways was the problem. So he's the God of glory is the answer. Right on. There's going to be a lot of folks in the end who are just trying to save their own tail. They're going to die. It doesn't matter. They have no faith. Science, listen. Where is it at? Let me read it to you. Here we go. Verse 4, chapter 98, book of Enoch. No. Verse 1. And now I swear unto you, to the wise and to the foolish, ye shall have manifold experiences on the earth. For ye men shall put on more adornments than a woman, and colored garments than a virgin, in royalty, and in grandeur, and in power, and in silver, and in gold, and in purple, and in splendor, and in food, they shall be poured out as water. Stop right there. The problem is that you got everybody who wants to be special. They want to be unique. They want to be all these things, right? They want to stand out. They want to be their own person. Okay, that's all fine. But I'm reading something to y'all. I need y'all to grasp what I'm saying. They'll tell you being a vegan is healthy. Adam and Eve were vegans. Where do you think they got the idea from? I'm just trying to give y'all the game so that way y'all can see life how I see it. Like I said, there's a lot of esoteric stuff, esoteric things that we experience every day, highly spiritual, highly magical, because the base man mind. When I say human, that's me speaking the indoctrinated term that is informal way of saying man. And I am working on breaking myself from that because we are not humans. We are men. Okay? Before I was a black man to these racist motherfuckers, I was a man to the Most High God. Can you dig that? A sheep at least, or a ram or something like that. But I'm a man though. I'm not a we are mankind. We are not human. We are not humanity. We are mankind. Real men who look a certain kind of way. Here we go. Therefore, they shall be wanting in doctrine and wisdom, and they shall perish thereby together with their possessions, with all their glory and all their splendor, and in shame, and in slaughter, and in great destitution. Their spirits, not their souls, their spirits shall be cast into the furnace of fire. Stop. See, because you have so many people who think it's about the clicks, it's about the views, it's about the likes, it's about the subs, it's about how many donations you can get. See, it just said right there that they want the wisdom and the doctrine. I got it. I don't have the gold, the silver, the splendor, the grandeur, or the power, so to speak, right? So I don't, but I have everything. But I follow me. I'm the wise person reading it, right? You see what I'm saying? And all my brothers and sisters who I know have wisdom in their hearts know that if they're not these, if you know for a fact in your heart that you're not living on the top of the heap, then you know for a fact that that's not talking about you wanting in wisdom and in doctrine. Because those who have everything, they question, is there really a God? Why do you think they're wanting in wisdom and in doctrine? And then they witness true miracles. So then it makes them know that there must be something, but because they're not willing to submit, that they might actually be wrong, that the way that they've garnered their riches, listen to this right here. Woe to you, verse 8 of chapter 97. Woe to you who acquire silver and gold in unrighteousness and say, we have become rich with riches and have possessions and have acquired everything we desire. Stop right there. Stop right there. There is no safe place, brothers and sisters, because you around folks who would sell you out for a bologna sandwich. Not even a fried bologna sandwich with mayo or cheese and mustard. Just a bologna sandwich on stale fucking bread. Please. Can y'all feel what I'm saying right now? Because the greatest part of me is angry that there's so many brothers and sisters who are going to die who don't have nothing. This is going to blow people's minds. None of us have to die. All we have to do is repent and make right with the Most High God. By making right with him, that means by making right with our brother and our sister man. Right on? That's all we can do. We can't hope to save every other nation. See, but the sinner believes that God is going to forget that because each day he continues to live. He murders, he rapes, he pillages. And because God does not strike him down with his ferocious wrath so as not to discourage other sinners from sinning, that they might repent. Can you hear me? I'm giving some of y'all, I'm giving y'all what little game has been given to me. What little bit a man's mind may be able to conceive to wrap itself around. And what I'm trying to say to y'all right now is that you have a situation where you have diametrically opposed. What I was told when I was in the Marine Corps, right on, was that I was having a conflict of culture, right on. I was a ramp recruit attitude adjustment motivational program. And I was told by Gunnery Sergeant Booker, God bless him. God bless him. God bless Gunny Booker. Because like he said, there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't ask for forgiveness. When he was asked if he had ever killed anyone. And he said, there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't ask for forgiveness. Gunny Booker. Okay? Chocolate as chocolate can be. And I love him to this day. Learned a lot just from watching the man and just by being able to hear what he had to say. Right on? Really, really. And in my heart of hearts, I wish I could have been in his platoon when I was at boot camp. But it didn't work out like that. I still had Gunny Williams. It's all good. Still, though, y'all, He said I was having a conflict of different cultures, and that one culture from how I was raised and how I was taught, and another culture of what I was going to be shown. I had to allow all the things from the old culture to fall away. You get what I'm saying? So that way, this new culture, I could embrace it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be successful. And I did that. And I was able to graduate, you know what I mean, from boot camp. And obviously, I was a Marine. So, I earned. When I say I earned that piece of idle nonsense, the Eagle Globe and Anchor. But I earned mine, though. Wasn't given to me. I didn't slide through boot camp. I wasn't one of those guys who never got messed with by the drill instructors. I was always front and center. You know what I'm saying? And gunnery sergeant at the time, Quesada, he tried to break me. You know what I'm saying? But he don't know. I grew up with people trying to break me my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I had so many people try to break me my whole life that when people tried to bring me down, I have to keep from getting angry because I can see it from a mile away when they try to bring me down. And folks don't know that I've had to fight my whole life to just things that other people do that aren't even that they're not even good at. I actually might be good at it, but because you want them to be good at it, you won't give me the praise, you won't give me the credit that I actually deserve. So, like for example, people, no disrespect to nobody who love Pastor Dow. Pastor Dow can't fuck with me in the scripture. Never. He'll use the excuse that I don't have enough subs to talk to him. I know way more about the story. I'm not convoluting the scripture. I'm not telling people, listen, where does the Most High God tell us in the scripture to make up our own ministry? Listen, he getting so much cake from the people. He's able to pay Gentiles, brothers and sisters, hard-earned dollars to go out there and to build stuff that he could pay only brothers to do. Come on. Hear me now. And act as if these same Gentiles aren't the same Gentiles who actively, willfully enslaved your people. Even if it wasn't their grandiose scheme, it doesn't matter. Their ancestors played a part in that. And so sometimes I just feel as if people, once again, they want for everything that I know to be given to somebody else. That's not how it works. That's not how it goes. See what I'm saying? So I feel as if I know for a fact that that's how people sometimes really deep down feel like if only so-and-so was talking like this, it would be over. It would be a wrap. Here's the thing. I've introduced so much information that for me to even talk about it sometimes, I seem petty, but I'm actually not petty. I'm trying to show y'all that they don't even believe in what they preach. I do. I believe in the God of glory. I believe in and on him and in his name. Right. I'm waiting for the Messiah to come and to show me the way, the right way. You see what I'm saying? I don't need to call the Most High by a name that he's already said is corrupted. Hear me. I don't need to call the Most High God a name that is, at this point is an insult to his being and to whom he really is. You know, I know, brother, but me and you, day one, bro. You know, we go back to Google Plus and stuff. It's different. You know, I pray that the Most High God is so kind, as kind as he has been to me. I need y'all to understand, he's been so kind to me. Right on? As hot as it was today, I didn't need no air conditioning. Word? I just splashed my body with a little water, cool off. I pray that as he's been so kind to me to endure, and bless me while I endure, because nothing's easy. I would hope that they see that I care about the God of glory, bro. But the thing is that he ain't weakening them subs. He's not weakening the people giving him money, because people love what he's saying, because to a degree there's a lot of things that he says that are agreeable, but there's a lot of things that he says that are very disagreeable, But that's what I'm saying, brother, is like, and I totally accept my place, There's a brother. I won't call him out because I don't want him to think that I'm doing him wrong. No. I'm gonna call him out because I ain't gonna say nothing bad about him. My guy on the East Coast, right? Blue Blood Sports TV. Let me talk about somebody for a second as far as how I feel people should conduct themselves, even if I don't agree with maybe things that are obvious about you that other people don't see. The brother speaks so positive to folks. And when I say positive, he doesn't use, like me, I'll cuss you out. Smooth, quick, fast, in a hurry. Cuss you smooth out. Him, I don't think he even uses swear language in his regular life. And when he does, okay, I will, bro. I mean, but like I was saying, my brother Blue Blood, he calls everybody good brother, right on. He speaks to certain things. Now, do I go around calling people kings and queens? No, of course not. Y'all know how I feel about that. So once again, I don't have to agree with everything about a person, but there's enough that I can agree with about you that I find where I'm like, you know what? They're not that bad. The reason why I can respect a person like Blue Blood is because he's not using the Bible to get paid. He's not using none of that to get paid. I need people to understand, bro, you're right. You're right, bro. But that's what I'm saying, though. Why can't there be more brothers and sisters who find a niche where you don't have to, you don't have to use the Most High God to make your bones? Because for every brother and sister who gets up every day at a certain time to go and to perform their job, that's an insult to them. That you could use the word of God and not even tell the people what they should hear, what would actually be beneficial to them. You won't even say, you know what I'm saying? They won't even say it. And that is frustrating, bro, because it just tells you that they may not understand the seriousness of the situation. They may not get like, bro, hey, man, this shit is not as easy as it looks. You right, bro. The smooth words, pimping. The smooth words, bro. But it's... What's up, player?
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things, man, where I try to understand what is the ultimate goal. Oh, no, bro. We could never be... Once again, the prophets weren't popular. The servants of the prophets weren't popular. Nobody who is a supplicant will ever be popular. You know what I'm saying? It's not built for that. It's not made for that. We'll never be popular, bro. It'll never happen like that. Oh, well, my man Blue, man, Blue is a good dude, bro. I like Blue. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff I like about Blue. Older brother, not too old, but I can tell he's obviously lived enough life and he's matured enough to where he can speak to people, Hey, you should. Man, you deserve a wrench with everyone. Any channel you go to, they should give you a wrench just because. Right on? Just because, bro, because you're even killed. You don't bring funky energy Never. I've never done a stream where you show up and I mean, even back in the day when YouTube used to really send trolls to the channel, they don't really do it anymore, which I'm not gonna say I'm surprised by, but it's a surprise, it's a shock. It's a surprise, it's a shock that they don't send them like they used to. Of course, bro. But that's the thing about like-minded people is that we people who think alike are more distant than they are together, because if everybody who thought alike was together, we would actually get some shit done. And God is like, that's not what my plan was, for y'all to be in the land of your captivity getting stuff done. So Black Wall Street is a Greenwood, all the places, for all the hundreds of the little Black Wall Streets that we'll never know about. Were thousands of them, right? Places where they built highways through, right? Places where they just totally said, hey, all y'all got to go or we'll come back and kill you. Stuff like that. Stories that nobody ever did that to black people. Why? Who would threaten to kill all of you niggers? Right? You feel me? Just come on, bruh. We already know. We already, you and I both know. If we could have been doing things the way that we could have been doing them, maybe the people turned to the Most High God. But the Most High's like, nah. Why would I want y'all to turn to me in the land? Like, okay, talking about actually trying to worship him here, not like turn to him and ask for his help. Why would I want y'all to worship me the right way here, and y'all didn't want to worship me the right way when y'all was at home? That's backwards. So y'all won't be doing no kind of righteous, real righteous worship, not together. Maybe by yourselves, maybe small groups of you. But he's shutting that down. He shut it down. Because we didn't appreciate what we had before, bro. We talk about Black Wall Street, but man, all of Jerusalem, all of Judah, all of the land of our inheritance was Black Wall Street. Can you hear me? Can you feel me? We had it all the way popped off. All the way. No, not by no stretch of nobody's imagination, it was popped all the way off, bruh. And so now here we are in a land where we can't even imagine that we were so great that everywhere on earth, all nations, Gentiles alike, came to us to learn righteousness, to learn the way that you actually should be. Papa fam. Because the righteousness that we learned when I say we, I'm talking about our ancestors, I'm talking about what they learned truly from Moses. The righteousness that we learned, from Moses to get to the point to where we're at, it's, what's the word I'm looking for, brother? If you see somebody fall off from that, you can tell, right? Like like that's not them. That's not who they used to be. Like, okay, let me put it like this. The Israelites used to be like an All-American football star, right? And then you see the same All-American football star on the street 10 years later, begging for money, teeth missing, all emaciated looking, just looking like death. Talking about he's still that same bad dude. Listen to me. If you were the nations and you've seen the greatest nation to possibly ever grace the earth in a small form, and then you've seen them fall all the way from the God of glory, what hope do you have? We stole hope from the entire earth, bro. Once again, I told a white dude the other day, I said, if white people actually hated black people for the right reasons, I don't think I would even care. They hate us for all the wrong reasons. Why don't you hate me? Because my ancestors were so unrighteous that you have to be in a position where now all of you have to die, or a whole bunch of y'all have to die from your bloodline type stuff. And I'm glad you've made it 50 years, brother. That's a long time on earth in this crazy jungle of a land to make it, bro. Right on. Yeah, brother. I mean, we looking for the Most High is all we have. That's our. It's not a last ditch effort. It should have been our first and only resort. But like I said, we got to go at this thing like we down 3-1. You know what I'm saying? Like it's playoff football. That's our only option at this point because if we don't play for keeps and play to win, right on, fight to win. You see what I'm saying? Straight up real killer mentality. If we don't get that, we won't never be in his grace because we have to be willing to cut off every single thing that is a distraction from him and all those who would try to pull us into a life of sin. And when I say a distraction, I'm not talking about what we entertain ourselves with. I'm talking about what we don't entertain ourselves with, the things that we should not be doing. You know, when a person says, hey, bro, man, I got to move. I got a lick we can go hit. 30 bands, bro, at least. Maybe some gold, maybe some this, maybe some that. People got to stay out of those situations where that's not what we're here to do. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to show the entire earth how to be righteous. And our people failed at that thousands of years ago. And now here we are thousands of years later crying and complaining because people treat us like shit. But our ancestors were pieces of shit in many different ways. And we need to own up to that. And until we really, until we as black people hold a whole different L and start saying, you know what? Let's stop blaming white folks for slavery. It's our fault that we were enslaved. It's our fault. It has nothing to do with it. It's our ancestors' fault for being halfways with the Most High God. You see what I'm saying? And until we hold ourselves to full account, it'll never take place because there's a lot of people who don't want to be guilty. And I get it. I understand, bro. When I say I understand, overstand, I'm with them. I don't want to feel the guilt and the shame, but it's healthy to feel that guilt and to feel that shame. It gives you something to work for. You know, if all you do that you think is sinning is jaywalking, right? Right? Then stop jaywalking. So that way you can be perfect with the Most High God if you're perfect in every other way with him. You know, whatever you're doing that's holding you back, that you feel like if I could just do this one thing, right? If I just did this one thing, I would be as righteous as I can be with the God of glory. Then stop doing that one thing, whatever it takes. Like it is said, man, if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out. Right on? Like, bro, it's not worth not going to heaven over. White supremacy always breaks its tools. None of us will be celebrated by the heathen. Here you only get immortalized in Babylon if you are a mass killer of us. Hey, bro, either you a mass killer or you a victim. Right on? You a victim. If a cop kneel on your neck for 9 minutes, they might make a statue of you. Right on? Word? If a cop put his knee on a nigga's neck for 9 minutes, 10 minutes, damn near almost, they might give you a statue for that. But no, they're not. You right, bro. They will never say that we done the right thing. And whether or not white supremacy breaks its tools, white supremacy is a tool. Right on. So in the end, when they break the tool of white supremacy, come on, it's over. And what's popping? Popping, my brother Steve. Look, I'm gonna say it like this, brother. I don't know if y'all remember the Wayans brothers, right? But do y'all remember that episode where he's telling the jokes? He's on the stage and he got a stand out there. He's like, put the light on him and make it hot. Right? Look, Look, put the light on their asses and make it hot. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Look, we can't afford to not do the right thing. Like I said, down 3-1, bro. Playoff football. It's time to go. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go. It's time for black people to start recognizing that we will never be loved in this land. What they love about you is the fact that you're a victim who doesn't cry about being a victim until so many of you have been victimized that when you should have said something, you didn't. Now it's too late to say something, or now it's too late to care, and now nobody gives a damn. Black people had better wake up and smell the fresh ground coffee, okay? Because look, man, like I said, that brother David L. Green, 36 years out of his life, he served this country. 10 years in the Air Force, another 26 years with law enforcement, okay? 36 years. I need y'all to understand this. Could you imagine if you gave 36 years of your life, right, to a nation that you knew oppressed, murdered, maimed, mutilated, tortured, raped, castrated, castigated, okay, and overall wicked devices, use wicked devices that will rot wickedly on your people? Huh? 36 years he gave out of his life to have his life end by the hands of a cat who thinks that white supremacy is whatever, but this dude served in a vestige of white supremacy. Now, what's crazy about what you said, Brother Michael Woodard, is that when white supremacy is done with this tool, it breaks his tools. Now, what if I said that that man was a tool of white supremacy and got his ass broke? Would I be wrong for saying that? See, I'm a real gangster nigga. I'm going to go there. I'm going to say that. Am I wrong for saying that, though? Because if I am, forgive me now. But if I'm not wrong, y'all, keep that in your mind. Follow me. He was a servant of this nation. You could say he was a tool for white supremacy. He said, Professor Truth and them say it, not me. When they get done with the tools, they break them. So how can we serve in the same military that is a tool of white supremacy and expect to not get broken, but yet these dudes are telling us that we need to get the training, we need to get to this, we need to get to that. See? You see how dangerous it is? This is why I'm not worried about if white supremacy breaks its tools, because like I said, white supremacy itself is a tool, because we live in where? White heaven. We don't live in white supremacy. We live in white heaven. We all know that. So when the tool that works for white heaven breaks on itself from breaking all the other tools, come on, then we shall see the end. But we're not going to see the end by thinking that by not participating with the system in any way, shape, or form. Like, I'll give you a prime example. A nigga who sells dope is a tool for white supremacy. Come on, hear me. That's why they break. That's why they lock all those niggas up. What? Come on. See, you got me started, Brother Woodard. I'm steaming Willie Beeman right now. Okay? The drug dealers are tools for white supremacy. That's why they get their asses broken in the end. Come on. Hear me now. Woo! They don't want me to get going like this. There's going to be some angry birds when they find this later, okay? Some angry birds. Because they know I ain't lying. They know I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. See, I don't try to have it both ways. I took what you said. I said, he's right. They do break their tools. But you know what else gets broken? Non-tools of white supremacy. See, Martin Luther King was not a tool of white supremacy. Martin Luther King was a man supposed to be of the people who lost his way somewhere along the line, and it went from we should listen. It went from seeking out justice, true justice, to settling for the paycheck, to where now our people are afraid to dole out true justice and only want a paycheck. Elder Brother King, the fallen prophet, who I say fallen prophet not lightly, whose life was snuffed out by a murderous racist, whom was able to marry and possibly receive conjugal visits from a woman. Brother King fought and died fighting the tools of white supremacy. But the tools of white supremacy broke him. Can you hear what I'm saying? So it's not by surprise that they say that, brother. But when they say that from a position of weakness, not from a position of power. Can you feel me? So I understand their gripe and I understand what they mean, but they still ultimately say that from a position of weakness. Because if that was a position of power that they were speaking from, right, they would realize that they would want for all the tools of so-called white supremacy to be broken and for all the things that white supremacy breaks to be exposed. So that way we can see that this is a revolving door that never changes. There will be no black leader that they allow to rise up at this point. Because then black people could challenge the sensibilities of all those who claim that they are not racist. I told y'all, listen, if you don't start speaking up for the nig lover gonna step back. Right on? Because they said, look, man, we need some love too. They said there were a couple white abolitionists who actually truly believed in black people just being free outright, knew that was a black man, knew that was a black woman, knew that was a black child. And they don't get no love. They can only understand so much of the vitriol before they say, you know what, well, fuck it, they're on their own. Because I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with my own so-called people just for them to tell me that in the end, I'm the devil too. It's not going to happen. You got to bread somebody's butter. I mean, butter somebody's bread. That's the only way it's going to be. Because if you don't do it like that, end up in a situation where, see, here's the craziest part. If you end up in a situation where you need somebody to just to vouch for you, right? I'll give you a prime example. I have neighbors around here who know how I feel about most white people. But because I don't carry myself in a hateful manner, I don't go around here. When I speak up, it might be 2 a.m., so-called 2 a.m., right? It might be whatever time. But when I speak up, I say true things. I don't reach in the bag to say no crazy stuff. So if I need somebody to vouch for me, they're gonna say, hey, you know what? I know he probably didn't do that. And whatever happened, what did y'all do to him to get him excited? Because he don't just get excited for nothing. Just like today, I got excited a little bit because the idea that an animal in the wild has to fend for itself They call that nature has to work itself out. Follow me. Where does all the food we eat grow other than nature? So we're not left to fend for ourselves like that. No, they ship that to buildings where they sequester all the supplies from the same animals that are supposed to, by nature, survive. Hear what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters, hear what I'm saying. They tell you that the same animals that are supposed to survive by the means of nature, they go and hunt, murder them. Hell, they harvest them. Okay? Right on? Right? They bring them up just to kill them. Right? Am I tripping? And say that these same animals, if they were wild, would have to contend with nature. The same nature that they take everything from and rape it. Does that make any sense to anybody? No, it does not. But we all go to grocery stores to get our food, don't we? See, I don't say it's up to a dog or a wild whatever to, oh, it has to figure it out. Feed that wild animal, so-called wild animal. Feed that animal. Want to know why? Because that's one of God's creatures. Number one, it's here for a reason. It's not here for not no reason. Number two, okay, that's nature working itself out. You are the natural thing that brought it something. That's nature. That's natural. Okay? And you don't owe it to nobody to explain why you're doing the right thing. I get tired of that kind of stuff. Every day it's on my mind. Just like today, I ate the last little bit of, I had some lamb with some peppers, with some focaccia bread, right? And I had a piece of focaccia that I wasn't going to eat. So I cut it up and I put it right outside my window ledge. And eventually, one of the crows are going to come get it. If the wind doesn't blow it down and they can't, and they can't just pick it off like that, the crows will land on the ledge like I've seen them do before. Last week was the closest I've ever seen them just do it. It was crazy. It was kind of tight, though. Anyway, they'll land on the ledge and they'll pick it up if they so desire. If they say, you know what, I haven't been able to eat, I need this. That's on me to do that. I choose to do that. Right on? I work in the kitchen where I wear a mask because I'm not going to get vaccinated. I'm not going to put a vaccine in my body. Okay? I'm down 3-1 already, y'all. Okay? I was born black. It's a strike. I've been arrested. That's a strike. Fighting the case. That's a strike. And the nigga ain't about to get vaccinated, okay? That's another strike. They said, look, bro, you lost to us. But I'm like, nah, we're going to mitigate one of those. Word? Being born black, I can't help that. So those other 3, I'll let y'all keep. Right on? Because I didn't have to get arrested. Right on? You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to be fighting a case. And if I wanted to, I so chose to, I could get vaccinated. But I'm down 3-1. Right. Being born black is the only victory I really got. Come on, hear me now. That's the one victory I really hold. I was born a nig. Come on. That's the one victory you got. Say it loud. That's right. I'm black and I'm proud. That's right. They don't. they ain't even black and proud no more. This one is. I hope y'all black and y'all proud. I pray to God you are. Shit. They want to be you so bad. Do you think there'd be white supremacy if they was born niggas? Doubt it. Doubt it. They're not you. They want to be you. Can y'all accept that? Can y'all ACCEPT that? Can you accept that? Come on. Not EXECPT. Come on. Or EXCEPT. There we go. Spelled that wrong the first time. My bad. Anyway, can you accept, not Accept. Right on that. Because if you can take that and hold that, that means that the one win you got already going for you is what? That's right. You was born an egg. That's one thing you got going for you. That's one thing. Are you going to use it the right way, though? Don't be like me and go down 3-1. Right on? Because now I got to go 3 straight. I can't lose. I can't lose now. Right on? Now I have to win this court case. This is the this is the battle right here, y'all. This is the fight. I'm 3 years in on the case. Don't worry. When we get done with this case, the video I'm going to make is going to be called I Fought the Law, ... Okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. I just told y'all about it. The case has to get over first. Gonna be some highly anticipated work for those who, deal with the underground brothers like myself. Because y'all know how I get down. All right? Y'all know how I do it. I appreciate all my brothers and sisters. And I genuinely do love you. I really do love you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might do some stuff. I might do some stuff that y'all hate. But don't hate me. Still love your brother because I'm still your brother. Right on? Correct me. Chastise me. Admonish me. But don't hate me. Because I don't hate you. Now, for those who do, for those who I have only garnered ill will for, it subsided from hate. They should be happy because I no longer hate them the way that I used to. Told God I would let all that go if he would just let me live. Ill will is what I have for them. I'm trying to find it. Where it talks about how we're going to get to judge these people to our own desire, right on? I might not find it, though. Just because I'm not going to say it's not that important. But it's not that important. Does that make sense? Because when I tell you for a fact that we will be able, you know what? I'm just going to set that down. I'm just going to set that down. I don't even feel like looking for it. Brothers and sisters, before I roll out in the next 10, 15 minutes, because I got to be gone pretty soon. If it's 10 o'clock right now, it's 1 o'clock on the East Coast, about to be 2 o'clock. About to be 1 o'clock in the Midwest. I need my brothers and sisters to get their proper rest because I don't know what you have to deal with tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to deal with nothing. And even if I did, it don't matter to me that much, anyway. God is with me. God is with you because you believe. But in that day, because you are righteous, how you choose to deal with the sinner, how you choose to deal with the unrighteous, shall be up to you. Can you dig it? So if you desire to wipe out all the sinners and get rid of every single one of them, that's on you. If you desire to show them mercy that they never shewed your people, so that way they can understand that this is what mercy really is, and they be your servants forever, that's on you. If you decide you want to 90-10, 80-20, 30-70, 60-40, 50-50, whatever direction, right? That's on you. Brothers and sisters, I'm here to give you hope. Let me tell y'all something. I will never root against my people. Never. May my people always win. May the children of Adam last forever on this earth. I mean that with all my heart and all my soul. May the children of Adam last forever on this earth. May they be blessed. May you be blessed. Y'all got to be good because, if you're not good, be good at it. But y'all have to be good. They say the only good thing is the Most High God. You can follow in his footsteps and try to be good. Right. You know what being good is? Like I said, feeding those wild animals. You said 97? Okay. Which part is that, bro? Because, in the Septuagint, you know what? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me just get my King James Version. Right on. Because the Septuagint, sometimes the chapters are disjointed and they're not the same, brother. Right on. So I won't even confuse myself. I'll find out exactly what you're saying. I try not to act like I know everything. One moment. Okay, no, that's right. So in the Septuagint, there's 106. I mean, there's 96. And the King James Version is 97. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the soul of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. That's right. That's right. That's right, brother. That's right. That's absolutely right, bro. One of my favorite Psalms ever, okay? You understand? I'm not joking when I say that. That's one of my favorite Psalms ever right there. Look, I'm looking to break their ass into pieces with the iron rod as a potter's clay vessel. I pray that every God of honor, kill me now if I haven't prayed that for over a year. But you know who I pray break them into pieces with the iron rod as a potter's clay vessel? Jeshua, the Son of Man, the enlightened one, okay? The righteous one, the holy one, the chosen one. That's right. Jesus guy. That's right. Him. I pray he do it more than anybody else. That's what I pray. Because if y'all believe what happened to him is real, do y'all understand what our ancestors did to him? They stood by and they watched the Romans snatch him up and they didn't do shit. It's no different than George Floyd getting his motherfucking neck kneeled on. At all. Got you, family. Give me 1 second. Down. Pull up on my Gmail real quick. And I'll compose something right now real fast, brother. I just, I mean, do people understand what Jesus went through? Word? I mean, can they understand what he went through? Can they even put in their minds, right? That he went through something that they would never want to go through, right on? And I'm not comparing George Floyd to Jesus by no stretch of the imagination at all. Or, like, not at all. One second, bro. They acting real funny. They killed him, murdered him. George Floyd, right? Bam, I got you. I sent you a blank message. If for some odd reason it's all hella blank, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, brother, man, the point is this, man. They murdered the Messiah, okay? They murdered him whenever they get done talking. They say this, that, and the other, but they murdered the Messiah. They murdered George Floyd. It's no different when they murder any brother like that, and it's unrighteous. Do y'all realize they murdered Dejon Kizzy, my brother from another? Man, I think about that stuff all the time. They act like Dejon Kizzy was out there shooting at people or something like that. All the stuff from Revelations is out of the book of Enoch, brother. Right on? The book of Revelations, they for sure. Once again, the book of Revelations, they just took from everything they could. That's why if and whenever I do read it, I have to read it with eyes wide open because I mean, they want me to take the Revelations over the book of Enoch, and I'm just not going to do that. The book of Enoch trumps anything that everything that Moses said is already in the book of Enoch in minor details. You follow what I'm saying? Nobody trumps Enoch at all. Like, it's hard. So the fact that I'm not going to say they stole it, but they carbon copied certain things right out the book of Enoch and put them right into the book of the Revelations, you know, it's hard. It's difficult. It's difficult because they don't make it as readable as it should be. Because they want us to believe that a guy like John saw anything close to what Enoch saw. And Enoch said, no man shall see as I have seen. That's not me saying anything crazy. Who came first? Enoch or John? Okay, then. And that's the end of that. So, I hear the book of Revelations. For the most part, it's not hypocritical, but there's some things that the very first part of the book of Revelations I push back on that don't make very much sense to me because the Messiah says stuff that I know they're saying that the Messiah said it, and I know it's not true. And I know he couldn't have said that because it goes against divine ordinance. So unless there's something that's written down in secret that we all don't know about, and that would be Deuteronomy 29, but that's way before the Revelation still. So, we have to look at it eyes wide open and just say, well, where did they get that doctrine from? Hellfire comes out of the book of Enoch. So I'll refer to anything about hellfire in the book of Enoch. You follow what I'm saying? The Messiah coming back and smashing dudes to pieces is in the book of Enoch. I refer to the book of Enoch for that. That's why I read the book of Enoch. That's why I don't read Revelations to anyone. Because this book, with only 109 pages, right on, printed in San Bernardino in 2018. 106 pages, 107 pages, right on. This is the last page right there. That explains more to me than anything in the book of Revelations. I know, bro. I get it. But the heathen only has what we give them. You know what I'm saying? So we can't give them, we can't act like what they wrote down is more important than what came by somebody, a man who was turned into an angel. You feel what I'm saying? Even if it's complimentary. For example, everything Paul says is not a complete fucking utter lie. Not everything. You know what I mean? That's right. That's right. But you get what I'm saying. But you understand what I'm saying though. Everything that Paul says is not a complete. Everything Paul says is not a lie for a fact, bro. Some of the things he says are actually totally within conjunction of understanding of the law. But the fact that he would push back and say, you can eat whatever you want. You don't have to be circumcised. You can marry whoever you want, right? Okay, so his understanding would be totally incomplete because number one, the law tells you that you can't eat what you want. You can't marry who you want. You can't do what you want. You see what I'm saying? So he would be thinking about of a time that's to come as opposed to what is already okay. So when you say epistle, right? Now check this out, bro. It was weird that you brought that word epistle up because strange even because the last book of the book of Enoch, if y'all can see it, is called the Epistle of Enoch. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Listen, bro, follow me. Where do you think they got that sort of writing from? Like I told y'all the other day, the Proverbs is how they wrote, or how Paul doesn't follow traditional scripture. Right on? He knows the law, so as much to speak against the law, but he doesn't understand the law as to respect the law. Oh, for sure, bro. But I'm just talking about. I'm just saying as far as who I'm gonna refer to first. So if Enoch has no disrespect to Paul, no disrespect to anybody in the back of the Bible, and I didn't even care for Paul. You know I don't care for Paul. Any epistle, whose epistle is greater than Enoch's? That's what I'm saying. You feel me? So nobody knows more. Well, I think Scribe used Enoch the wrong ways. I think Scribe used Enoch the wrong ways because if he read it and he understood what he was reading, he purposely used certain language to push a certain agenda as opposed to just saying what the book of Enoch had written outright. You know what I'm talking about? So like, for example, this is deep. We understand that certain angels who came down from heaven had white skin because it's explained to us like this. You feel me? But the thing is this, it doesn't say every angel that came down had white skin. So we can understand that some of these angels could have came down here looking like anything. Blue, purple, red, magenta, anything. Making babies with earth women, the daughters of man. And so when we look at it like that, once again, right? Because just follow what I'm saying. Nobody but Paul is preaching for the Gentiles. Think about this. None of the prophets who actually had visions from God. Of course, bro. But that's the thing though, bro. James tried to get him killed. See, these are things that I can credit Scribe with. Scribe first pointed out that James tried to get Paul's head busted. Now on my own, when I just read the Acts, it's obvious James tried to get Paul killed. But if you read all the books after Paul, right, after the Hebrews, they're all talking against Paul. Think about this, bro. The book of Jude, or Judas, right, tells us that certain men crept in unawares, right? Men who pretty much used the glory of God to chase after lasciviousness, which is chasing after sex. Now, here's the thing, though, bro. In the book of Enoch, it's all broke down that the children of fornicators, right? The adulterers, pretty much, all those type of people, they're the problem. So if the fornicator was the problem in the day of Enoch, for Jude to reiterate that thousands of years after Enoch, here we are thousands of years after the Messiah, seeing that people want to live in promiscuity. They want to live in debauchery. The same issues that were back then that caused for the great cataclysm of the flood to take place, they don't realize there's something else that's on the horizon for them, you know, and it's not toilet paper, bro. Word, it is not. When I say it's not toilet paper, it's not toilet paper. But once again, everything that's written in the New Testament shouldn't be discarded just because it's in the New Testament. Word, or just be. Once again, do I care what Paul says? No, but everything he says is not a complete utter lie. I know that for a fact. So to try to disregard everything is crazy. But what Paul says sounds like the book of the Proverbs more than his own words. Like, you know, like, my son, don't be with evil men, or good overcomes evil, right? That's stuff that you read in the Proverbs. Paul didn't make that up. Paul got that from somebody else. So I say like this, and let's tie it all back into the original point of no safe place, right? There is no safe place in the New Testament where we can rest our laurels or get comfortable with. You see what I'm saying? Because the Old Testament we can't even rest in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about we can't rest in it. It's like, I don't have a goat to sacrifice. I don't have lambs to sacrifice. I don't have the space to do right by the Most High God. I don't have all the things that would be the proper accommodations. So even when I read it, I still have to tell myself, okay, I can only do so much of this. I can only accomplish so much of this. My heart's in the right place, but I know that I can't do all these things. Either I would go broke and have nothing, right? And then I would have nothing eventually. And then like, I don't know if the Most High God would laugh at me or feel bad for me or whatever, but it's like, at what level do we not tempt him, right? And then there's the level of the love of Jesus, right? For example, and I'm gonna read what you got down in a second, bro. But the love of Jesus not gonna save me from getting my head busted by somebody who wants to bust my head. But the Old Testament tell me to protect myself. Word. Now, the only time you're actually kind of told to protect yourself in the New Testament is said in different ways. But the Messiah tells you, think not I came for peace, but for war. Right on? So he's kind of telling you then. And then the most telling sign from the Messiah, who, for me, in my opinion, Jesus guy, is when he tells you to turn the other cheek. I personally believe that the term to turn the other cheek means that I don't think you meant that. I think you had a mental lapse. I think it's hot outside. I think your brain is cooked. I don't think you meant that slap. Let me turn my cheek, and if I see you get ready to bust a move again, I'm gonna break you down like a shotgun. Now let me read what you got, brother. Anything not black, that's what they could be. Any of those angels could be anything that's not black. That would seem strange. No, brother, I'm saying that there were nigga angels, but I'm saying that in order for there to be all these different genealogies on the earth, right? Follow me. Andre Wickham put me onto this mindset years ago, and now because I understand more, I can actually use it with y'all, and it'll make sense now. So the Son of Man, aka Jesus, right? Okay, in heaven, Enoch was like, who is this Son of Man? meaning that none of the other angels resembled men, or at least not typical normal men. This is why the 7 angels who were chosen, right? The 7 holy angels, archangels, right? They look like white men. Now, I could contend that they look like people who look like us, they have afros and all that, only they have white skin. Now, my point is this. If the Son of Man looks like us, that means that none of the other angels look like the Son of Man because they're not called Son of Men or they're not called angels. You follow what I'm saying? So they could have looked like anything coming down to the earth. That's the point. And because they could have looked like anything, that means that their genealogy, right on, their posterity, their children could look like anything right now upon the earth. Anything but what? Son of Man. Right, because none of the angels are the son of men. Right. So blue, black, Gumby dudes in Africa, it's probably angels that look that color. Just throwing that out there. Red-skinned native looking cats, probably angels that look that color. White-skinned mongoloids, probably angels that look like that. Blonde hair, blue eyes, because that's not a man. Angels who look like that. Y'all following what I'm saying? So because none of them look like the Son of Man, all the different ways you see that are not black people, I could contend are what the angels look like. Can you feel me? And different, because some of those races of Gentiles were scrubbed off the earth before we could even see them. Because of what? Because they didn't want to lie. Right. They weren't going to lie and tell real people. The greatest insult to the Son of Man, us, the children of men, is that we've been told, right, that everybody's a person. That's not true. If Gentiles were regular people to the Most High God, he wouldn't call them Gentiles. More proof that the angels produced different genealogies of different phenotypes, right on, that came up out of the earth looking any and every kind of way that we don't look to this day. I know it's a whole lot, but I know we done went around the earth and that's what we do. We talk about this type of stuff because it's important that we talk about it. I don't think that the Bible is meant to be used as a weapon, even though it is a weapon. I don't think it should be weaponized against people, even though they weaponize it. And they weaponize it against Gentiles too, because everyone who is someone wants to believe in something. See, the animals that God created know that God is real. They don't have to be told that. Just because they can't speak that and relate that to you doesn't mean that they don't believe in God. Deep, isn't it? Think about that for a second. So that dog that you see running around acting crazy doesn't mean that that dog doesn't believe in the Most High God. The chickens, the whatever, the crow, the fish, all of them. You can't prove that they don't believe in God. Thank you very much. See what I'm saying, y'all? No one can. I can't prove that. I know that y'all can't prove that. They don't speak words like we speak. Right. We don't speak their language or whatever. I'm talking about, like, we don't communicate like them. So how could we ever say that they don't believe? That's the deepest part about it. Trees are living. Obviously, they're alive. They produce leaves and they produce fruit. Don't you think they believe in the God of glory? See, when you start to look at life a little differently, right on, it's not to get all with the augury or nothing like that. What it's supposed to do is so that way you can see life differently. Word? That bird that's in the tree that you're like, is that bird watching me? Yeah, that bird is watching you. Bird sees that you got some food in your hand. The bird wants some. Bless that bird. So the bird can say, you know what? Thank the God of glory for making men just like him. Because that man knows that I need to eat too. You don't know what that bird is thinking. Just because they operate a certain way doesn't mean that they don't go through full-blown thought and all that. It's an insult, man. And so that's why I get so upset, because we're always thinking that we're the only ones who can appreciate. Dominion is not appreciation of the Most High God. Let me repeat myself. Just because God gave man dominion over all life over earth does not mean that the life on earth does not appreciate the God of glory. The ancient head of days. Come on. The Almighty God. The Most High. No one can dispute that. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all right now, is that because you have so many folks who just don't want to hear that. That's too much. You know? No, brother. Y'all made it what it is. Y'all made it what it is. This is, if you don't engage with me, I'm only going to talk about what I'm going to talk about. You engage with me, and you made it, you amplified it just by being here. All of y'all amplified it just by being here. Right on? You know, like I said, I can say it, and I can say whatever I want to say and be right, but having somebody else who can take the information, add what they know for sure that is solid to what they already believe in, and the rest of it they can just leave on the back burner until they get, more clarity for it. That's fine by me. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people putting what I say on the back burner and coming back to it. Right on. As long as they come back to it eventually, don't throw it all the way. Don't throw all that out. That's good eating. You know what I'm saying? That's good eating. Don't throw it all out. Word. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling anybody just to eat any old thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey man, that came out the earth. That's man, that was some good melon you threw away. That was some good squash you threw away. We need those beans. You feel me? Those are good lentils. I just want people to put it on the back burner, if nothing else, brother, and then come back to me later, man, when they get hungry. Or when they actually realize that, McDonald's doesn't always get you full. They need something that's going to stick to their ribs. And I got some cornbread in the oven. Don't worry. We got them covered. But they got to sit down and say they're hungry, bro. Word. They looking all shifty saying that, no, I'm good. I don't need nothing to eat. But they need something to eat. And I'm trying to feed the people what little bit that I have. Even though I don't have much of my plate, I'd rather share my whole plate with the community of people than to eat it all to myself and have all the power. Right on? I'd rather we all feel that power just for a moment. We all need to feel that. Whatever somebody has, I need to know so that way I can learn. I need all that everyone else has, because that's the only way that I'm going to learn. You know what I'm saying? A man sharpens man like iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? So all you've done is make me sharper tonight. And every night, and I have to appreciate the enemies of the Most High God for making me sharper. Right on? For making me a better, more dedicated, more resolved individual than I need to curse them, because their day is coming. And I'm just, once again, I'm 30. I'm just starting to just take certain things and learn it, bro. And it's hard for me because there's a part of me that just wants to fight everything. But it's like, Drake said it in one of these songs a long time ago. The Resistance, I want to say. And he says something like, I'd always say I would say it all on the right track, but in this game, you only lose when you fight back, right? So what I'm trying to say is that as opposed to fighting back against everyone, against every little thing, right? I'm not going to fight back against that because I don't want to lose what little bit there is to gain. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And that's where I'm at, brothers and sisters, is that what little gain we can get, I would rather not lose that gain. I'd rather gain that and get that, because our victories are going to be small in this land. They're not going to be large, no matter how they feel, no matter what it makes us think in our minds. The fact that we are an oppressed people, the fact that we are strangers in a strange land, means that we will never ever get the shake that we're supposed to get. And that means that there is no safe place for not one of us. That man spent, David L. Green gave 36 years of his life. May he and Miss, let me go ahead and say her whole name, because she deserved that too. Miss Ramona Cooper. Man. May they rest until the Most High God come back. And I pray that they were righteous. That's all I can say. That's all I know about that. That's what they do, bro. They chew you up and they spit you out. that's exactly what they do, bro. They chew you up and they spit you out. I don't know. Man, this has been a great one, y'all. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, right? I feel like this has been an epic talking with the people. You know, hey, bro, that's great, man. I'm trying to get to that level, bro. I really am. Uh, one of my goals while I'm still here is to become like a partial vegetarian type dude. I haven't broke from the red meat like I'm supposed, like I'm supposed to. I'm just, I'm terrible like that. But that, to be a real vegan would be like my life's goal. Right on. That would be like my goal in life. You know what I'm saying? To never eat another animal, because, and before we go, this is the note I'm going to end on. Eating another living thing makes you a cannibal, not eating another person. Word? You feel what I'm saying? Even though we've deduced that eating another person is true cannibalism, eating another living thing is cannibalism, because it lives, it breathes, it has feelings, it has emotions, just like me and you. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like I say about every living thing on earth, man, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, y'all, everyone just wants to be loved. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds cliche. Every time I watch videos with the little animals and the people done rescue them, and I spend my time watching videos like that too. I like that kind of stuff. And all kinds of animals, from chickens to squirrels. And those animals just want to be loved, man. They just want to be loved. They just want to feel the love. Word. They don't want the hate. They don't want the bad energy. They just want the love. And so I know for a fact that when we eat another animal, it might as well be cannibalism, bro, because you ate something that wanted to be loved at the end of the day. Like I want to be loved, like you want to be loved. I don't want nobody to eat me, you know what I'm saying, just because they think I taste good. So, I don't want to be all heavy like that on everybody, but, I think about that type of stuff. I really do. I think about a lot of things. I may never, I don't need the crazy following. I got y'all. You, small unit cohesion right now with all of us right here. We could go win a war right now. We could let the rest of the suckers go fight whatever little battle they're going to fight, but we would go do the real mission that would win the war. Us right here. Brothers and sisters, you know what time it is. With all the love, man, I love y'all so much. It has been a blessing and an honor. And it almost brings me to tears every time I think about just how much of an honor it has been just to be on earth. It has been a great honor just to speak to y'all, just to get it off my chest, because There were many of us who lived as slaves, as the children of slaves, who never got to express themselves, who never got to speak up, never got to glorify the Most High God on high. And I get to do that. And you get to do that. To the Most High God be all the glory. And may you have a wonderful day tomorrow. May it be better than today. May tomorrow be better than today. And may this week coming up be better than your last week. We're out.